Peace, baby. Prospector Tripp. I got some gold fingers. Gold finger! Off of memory here. There's 66 pieces. So there's 66 individual pieces of RAM memory that I cut off pretty tight. Pretty dang close, right? Like this, right? All of them are like that. I'll give you a close up here in a minute. You can see. Yeah, real tight, and 66 of them weighs 50 grams. So if you had 66 individual pieces of RAM and you cut off the fingers, it would weigh roughly 50. Yeah, besides these guys here, like I said, there's 66 of them, weighs 50 grams. Not bad little guys. I have 24 of these guys, also 50 grams. And they're of course a bit old school, not totally old school, but in the neighborhood. Some of these guys, this real worn down one here, it would be good old school, but it's worn down. So I may have only 50% of the gold or something. But anyway, 24 of them. There was, on some of these cards, there was 2 of these guys, so roughly 12 to 24 individual circuit cards here. Anyway, what I'm going to do with these 2 guys is I'm going to run both of them pretty much the exact same way. Put them straight in here. There's just a reflection. I was like, did I drop one in there? What's wrong with you, boy? Okay, anyway, there they are. There's the 24 of them. Yeah, so anyway, 50 grams each. Pretty much newer, modern electronics. The last 15, 18 years, maybe even 5 years. Some of them are fairly new. And then of course this guy's here, most of these are older than, I'd say older than 20, most of them. I think maybe all of them. And some of them are 40, 50 years old. So fairly old school, new school. 50 grams each. See what kind of gold we get. Peace, baby. Okay, folks, I brought you in a little closer here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of water to these guys. Basically, just want to get them to cover, right? So this guy, maybe 300 is probably appropriate. There we go. And this guy here, yeah, same thing. I do 300. I'm no for sure I got them submerged. Point. Roughly 300, just like that. Now for these guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add concentrated nitric acid to this. I'm going to add roughly, I'd say about 50 to this one and 50 to this one. And then we'll go from there. Let me get some gloves on here. All right. Okay, now, okay, folks, I got some nitric acid right here. I can look down here, right, for my reference. Something like that. Let's see what we got. Yeah, pretty close. Tiny bit more. Tiny bit more. There we go. That's about 50. Yes, okay. I'll do about 50 into this guy also. Check here, I think that's about 50. Yeah, right on it. Okay, good. Very good. So, yeah, we'll let those react. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover them up. We'll put them on the heat. Yeah, not much reaction yet. Tiny bit of bubbling, a little bit of, you know, like heat waves you can see in the material. So yeah, that's another project obviously I got going there, Whalen. It's pretty much gassed out all the way. I need to get it out of there. Let's get it out of there. Let's get it out of the way here. It's pretty blue, huh? Yeah, it's got a little bit of pretty gold on them there too. Look at that. Looking pretty good. Anyway, back to the story here. So you can see our reaction starting to kick already, right? Especially on these guys here. This is kind of an indicator for everybody too. Yeah, what I mean about this being a bit of an indicator, if this gold was real thick, it probably would be doing something like this, right? I don't see any color in there yet, really. Tiny bit of you know, off-white or something, you know, but not blue yet, right? This here, we got, of course, base metals going into solution very quickly, much faster than the old school stuff. So it tells me something. The gold plating is likely very thin on these guys. These guys, much thicker. So it takes a while to, you know, undermine, you know, that piece of gold and get to the copper that it's adhered to. Whereas these guys here, it, you know, it probably went right through it, let alone, it undermined it, I'm sure, but yeah, it got right to it. And you can see we're banging on it pretty fast, right? So yeah, that one's reacting well. This guy here is like, hey man, no troubles, baby. So it's certainly been a few minutes now, maybe 10 or 12, and you can see the fumes that are being made off the thin ones versus the thick ones. It's starting to turn, of course, a nice blue, you know, coppery blue. But this guy here, you can see it's much, it's really getting on it hard now. And so yeah, it tells me a big story. So we'll see. Hopefully this one's got more gold. That's my theory anyway. So yeah, even though it's got much bigger you know, pieces of you know, circuit board in there, probably much heavier, I think the actual metal might still even be more. So anyway, we'll see. Maybe my theory's all washed up, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, and then we'll know for sure. And that's why we test things and have fun doing that, so we can figure stuff out, baby. That's right. Yeah, folks, you can see a little bit of gold flying around there, the one on the right. A lot lighter blue still, even they've been boiling for a good while, maybe 20 minutes now. And then this guy here, much darker. You can see some gold floating around. But yeah, we're getting a little bit more. You can see that finger right here, right there. I can see it's got very little gold remaining on that particular piece. Yeah, hopefully you can see that. Anyway, yeah, we'll stay after it till we get to it. This one here is still making better fumes than that guy. This guy never did make very good fumes, it don't seem like. Anyway, nothing as dark as that. As you can see, it still isn't. So yeah, it's pretty, a little bit odd to me, but whatever, you know. I'll take the old school gold any day, if it's more than this. Peace, baby. Yeah, I think we're getting very close now, folks. Very close. I haven't inspected them totally yet, you know, turned it off and or got them off the heat and looked at them, but I'm going to in a minute. I could still see a few on this guy, that's why I've just been letting them boil. We'll get those things off there and rinse off the fingers, make sure they don't have any gold on them. And then, yeah, we'll get rid of that solution. Might have a little bit of silver in it, so I'm gonna check. I got some silver sitting here. Got a couple pieces of silverware in there eating up the nitric. But yeah, that's that silver solution actually off of this. I inquarted a gold ring, and yeah, I didn't put it on video, but yeah, there it is. Yeah, so after inquartation, I rinsed it really good, boiled it in water, boiled it in hydrochloric, washed it in water, and I put it right back into solution now. It's just about gone, still got a little bit more, but it's just about back into solution. Oh, easy boy. Yeah, you can see it a little bit in there, right? Yeah, pretty glorious looking though, very clean looking. So we'll let that finish its action, and then we'll go from there. And yeah, we're not even talking about that one. Let's go back to these ones. Yeah, you're sidetracked. You're sidetracked, boy. Anyway, yeah, these guys are looking pretty gassed out. Let me pull this guy off there. I'm gonna stick him over here. I'll inspect it a little bit with the glass rod. I'll poke around in there and see what I can see. This guy here, push it forward here. See if we can see anything that is Yeah, guy right there, a little piece of circuit board sticking up there. It had a gold flake on it a minute ago. I might have knocked it off, which is pulling it over here. Let's give that a spin one time, see what happens. If we can see anything. I'm trying to look at the boards there, see if there's any gold. Yeah, see, there's one right there. It's got quite a bit on it still. Okay, fine, no problem. I'm gonna dose that guy a couple times with this nitric I have here. It's about 3 milliliters a shot. Give it 6 milliliters. That should get her going, hopefully. Get that beautiful solution, right? Gorgeous. Beautiful solution. Yeah, I love it when it's just gorgeous like that. Very nice. Oh yeah, see, that one's still got some on there. Okay, you little punk. Fine. That's how you want to be. That's okay. I'll wash it right down in there. Just like that. Okay, there you go. Spray this dude off. Okay. Yeah. Put this dude straight on back up there. Yeah, we're gonna juice it a smidge too, because still got stuff left there. I'll give this guy 3 also. Okay. Let that dude boil. We'll go from there. Yeah, I wasn't going to do anything with this video, but yeah, Peter and I were looking at that pretty solution. See how it comes through the filter. It's pretty clean. Look at that. Looks, I see it's a little cloudy now. Not great, but whatever. It's okay for me. It'll still be 99 plus sodium metabisulfate here. Try 1 scoop. Whoa, look at that go. Woo. That's usually my indication right there, right? Pull these guys up front here. This dude in the back. Yeah, I didn't see really any fumes still on this guy here, but I can imagine that 9 milliliters did a pretty good job at stripping it. You can see some fumes in here still. Yeah, folks, one of the reasons I'm a big fan of boiling the solutions after you drop the gold is that. How clear it looks, right? Of course, we got some fairly good gold sitting on in there, right? So yeah, that's why I like to boil them. So let's let that dude over here let it cool off. It's from a few videos ago, this one, where I needed to re-refine all of it together. This is that magnetic, non-magnetic gold filled scrap stuff. Yeah, that towel in there's about burning up too. We almost got that back in solution. Okay, folks, I'm gonna take these guys and spray them off a little bit here. See if I can find any that are not quite removed yet. I think we're in pretty good shape, it looks like. I don't stir it up too much. I won't have too many gold flakes running around there. Yeah, put you guys on laps here. I got most of these guys rinsed off. I'm just going to run it through this filter and I catch any of the gold flake that is moving about in the solution. So got the extra little ram sticks out of there. Okay folks, I'm going to do a similar thing. Just pull these guys out, spray them off. I got that rinsed out beaker here. I folded up this filter a little bit, so I throw the whole thing right on in there. I got this guy here. I think I got the fingers all out of there. We'll see here. The same thing. Yeah, while we're waiting on that other dude, I'll put a little bit of hydrochloric in this guy. About 100. A tiny bit of nitric acid. Straight out of the bottle. Like that. Yeah, folks, as you can see, almost all the filter after I stirred it is just about totally disintegrated. I'm going to let it run for a little while to totally disintegrate the filter. Still have a little of this green material off the PCBs in there, but I think it's kind of interesting. This one here is quite yellow. This one's got a little a green tint to it. A grint. It's got a grint to it. A grint. Anyway, yeah, it's got a green tint to it, and so I'm thinking that's maybe there's some nickel in there. You know, I'm not sure. Running right through this filter. Yeah, folks, I got the second one filtered here nicely. I got some sodium metabisulfite here. If you're familiar with the amount of gold we'll get off of 50 grams of these guys, you know, 66 pieces and 24 over here, right? It won't be much. So, anyway, we'll just proceed. You can see. Put a scoop in this guy. Sodium metabisulfite. Scoop in this guy. Okay, folks, I'm going to pour out both of these right into here. Yeah, folks, I dumped off the water in this guy in the same container. So if a little gold went over, it'll be right in there. And I got hydrochloric in here now. I'm gonna let it boil. And then this guy here, he's boiling in that water. So I'm gonna do the same thing with this guy. Dump it off and then add hydrochloric to it. Yeah, folks, I got both of those in hydrochloric now. Bring them up to a good boil. Then I'll wash them real good, dry them. Oh, there we have it. Yeah, 44 grams, 44.4 is remaining on these gold fingers. So, yeah, out of 50, yeah, we only have about 6 grams of material that went in to this guy. 6 grams of gold and copper and whatever else were on these things. A little bit of course, PCB debris or whatever. Now these guys here, there's a few of them. A couple of them had a little micro specks of gold on them that I got sitting out in some AP solution. But let's weigh in these guys here. Maybe half of them, 33 instead of 66. And then we can get very, very close weight to what it should be at 66. Okay, folks, I counted out 33 there. We'll call it 19. So 19 times 2 is what, 38. So 38, so 48. So yeah, we had 12 grams of material that came off of these guys versus only 6 that came off these guys. Twice as much. So that's a point to consider. Okay, just so you have that in your mind. Just tear this dude out. This guy here is the old school stuff, the big fingers. I think we got most of it. It's got a little bit on the inside, tiniest bit. So yeah, we got a little over 0.1. If I can get it, come on, there you are. 0.11. So there might be 0.12 if we had the dust out of there. So roughly 0.12. Put that back on in there. Okay, let's try this guy, which is this stuff here. The modern fingers. We had twice as much metal. We had twice as much metal by weight that we burned away and or had gold remaining, and you can see it's a little bit more. Yeah, so it's come on now. Anyway, yeah, 0.14. So a tiny bit more. There's a tiny bit in here still too. So maybe 0.15 would be the final total on 66 pieces of these. Like I said, it's twice as much by weight of copper and whatnot, gold that was taken off these than these guys, yet they're almost the same weight. A little bit more here, right? However, what that means is that this is about half as thick as these guys, roughly. So anyway, yeah, it's a good experiment. I enjoyed it. Yeah, and so I'll give you an idea. If you get, 106 of RAM or whatever, you know basically what you're going to get. You're going to get a couple tenths. Yeah, this guy here, yeah, you'll get a lot more if you have a big wad of them, just like this. Anyway, yeah, there we have it for that. And yeah, I got a couple more I was playing with out there. You can see this is a double refiner. How clean it is, right? And that's a single. And so, yeah, pretty sweet looking. Anyway, we'll weigh those into there. Some gold here. Let's get it on in there. Tap. Sorry. There we go. I think we got it. Okay, there you go. That looks pretty good. If I can get it. There we go. Yeah, 3.58 grams. Roughly pure gold. Yeah. Pretty pure. Definitely pretty pure. Yeah, solid, yeah, probably 995 or something like that on that guy. This guy here might be 999, I don't know. It's very good. Yeah, it looks good. And it is good. Okay, there you have it. 2.81. Yeah, slick. Yeah, this was inquarted. Okay, and then yeah, then after inquartation, I just refined it one more time after we rinsed it, and then cleaned it with a little bit of hydrochloric and hot water boiling, and there it is, man. Yeah, that's sweet. That's pure gold all day long, baby. Okay, folks, peace, baby. You have a great day. Do what's right. Easter's coming. We love you, man. Be good.